What's going on, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency. And this is the Starts with a Vision podcast, man. We have a great episode today. I want to talk about some very important stuff. And this is going to be very important because if you're looking to not only grow, but be internally and externally successful, you need to really understand this concept that I'm about to talk about today, right? So before we get started, man, this platform, this podcast is all about direct to consumer. If you're looking to grow your direct to consumer brand and really elevate your mindset and elevate the way you think, then you definitely need to tune in and you definitely need to share this with a friend that has a product-based business. All right. So if you know somebody that has a product-based business, please share this, right? Please subscribe and please like the video and comment as well when you feel moved to do so. Right. So I've dropped this direct to consumer playbook right here. And basically what this is it goes in a lot of different things for you to strategize. It's called Strategize with the Vision because it's very important for you to understand the importance of strategy, right? And one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is from this workbook, just a little bit, right? So, when we think about growing our businesses, I see it all the time. And I understand it, but it's like a lot of people are trying to figure out where they fit in. When you try to figure out where you fit in, you really end up losing because you start to give away parts of yourself that are the most unique parts of yourself. And so in this workbook, I talk about the core competencies, right? As an entrepreneur, you're going to realize that there's just something about you, one or two things that like you do the best, no matter what projects you're working on, no matter what businesses you're running or you're starting, you're good at something. Okay. And so you really want to build around that. But this only happens when you understand that the variable to your success, no matter what, is going to be you. And you also understand that you are in charge of whatever you want to do, right? Nothing else is going to be successful if you don't understand who you are and also what you're truly good at. So it's about self-awareness, right? So let's think about this. Let's say you are starting, or let's say you have a business, because I'm really talking to the person that already has a business and they want to grow. I don't really talk, my message is not for that person who's just starting, right? Well, I don't usually work with people who are just starting. My message, it goes to a lot of different people, but I'm really talking to the person that's already in their business, they're already working on it, and it's time to really start thinking different. It's time to start getting a different perspective, because once you can get a different perspective, you're going to be able to get outside of yourself. So something that I've realized is, and I've learned, is a lot of people are just living inside of their head. They're living inside of their head because they don't have anybody else to get them outside of their head. And so what that does is that gets you in this cycle of just doing the same things and feeling hopeless, et cetera, et cetera. But once you understand that the variable to success is you, and once you understand and get more self-aware of what you're really good at, the game changes forever, right? So let's say you have a business and you're selling, let's say you're selling, what's a good one? Let's say you're selling hats, right? So let's think about, this business. Most likely you're going to need a designer, because in order to sell hats, you're going to need, to design the actual hats. Of course, you're going to need a manufacturer. You're going to need to know how to market the product, and you're going to need to know the operations of the business and things like that. So let's say you're already selling hats and you make it $5,000, $10,000 a month. That's $60,000 to $120,000 a year, right? So that's cool, right? That's decent money, depending on where you come from and stuff like that. Some people that's zero money, and some people that's decent money, right? You want an upward trajectory. So let's say you've been trying to design all the hats the whole time. And a part of it can be because you have control issues. And this is what I mean when I say it's important to be self-aware. If you don't know that you have control issues, but you do have control issues, what if those control issues are actually holding back the growth of your company? Bingo, right? We have to really assess ourselves. We have to really look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we really, really good at? So whatever, I want you to do this exercise. I want you to take time to step outside of yourself, take a Sunday, a Tuesday evening, a Thursday evening, whatever the case is, and I want you to take some time to get a notepad, write out your business on one side of the other paper, and write out like what you're doing on another side of the paper, and then maybe at the bottom or the third sliver, write out what you're really good at, right? Okay, so think about this. We got the business. The business is the business, right? Write down everything that needs to be done in the business, right? Everything you need, all the skill sets you need in the business. In the middle, write out everything that you actually do in the business, right? And then on this side, I want you to write out what you're actually good at / what you enjoy. And what you'll most likely see is the things that you actually enjoy and the things that you're actually doing. You're probably not doing the things that you actually enjoy in your business, or you're going to see that you are doing that. And either way, you're going to need to restructure things because you need to most likely get help so that you can do what you're good at, and then the people around you can do what they're good at, so that can allow your company to grow, right? You never want to get in a habit of blaming anybody else. I want you to understand the success, the variable of your long-term success, and notice I said long-term success, is going to be you. If you know that you love designing and that's like your go-to thing and everything else is kind of like whatever, you need to understand that you need to get help with everything else outside of the designing, so that way your business can grow, right? If you realize that you have control issues, you need to address those control issues, because the control issues are going to stop you and hinder you from hiring people on your team to help your business grow, right? If you are very fearful about things or you worry a lot, you need to become more self-aware and address that and fix that, so that way you can stop being fearful and stop worrying about everything, right? And then your business will grow. Self-awareness is everything. It doesn't matter what email software you're using. It doesn't matter what hosting platform you're using. It doesn't matter what product you're using or you're selling. It doesn't matter what platform you're running ads on. It doesn't matter what platform you're marketing on. The real variable to all of the success is going to be you. Everything boils down to you, who you are, what you're good at. Are you operating out of the way that you're supposed to, or are you playing yourself? Are you trying to do everything and afraid to hire people? Literally, you cannot get to millions and millions of dollars by yourself. You just can't. You can't get to millions of dollars, or if you do, you're going to be very stressed, and you don't really want to experience that. You need to understand who you are, what you're good at. This is so critical. This is like a state of emergency if you have a business and you're looking to really grow it for the long term, right? If you're not good at marketing, at some point early on, you need to get help with that, so the marketing can add to the business, you can increase your revenue, and then maybe you can bring it in-house, or you can hire somebody else to do that and outsource it for the time being, and then as things grow, your team grows, then you bring it back in-house. If you're great at design, then it's time for you to focus on the design and build a team around you being the designer in the brand. And the CEO, of course, which is the visionary. If you're not a visionary, you need somebody who is a visionary that can help you, right? This is very, very, very critical. No matter what the business is, no matter what the product you're selling, no matter what state you're in, no matter what city you're in, no matter what country you're in, the variable of your success is going to be the person in the mirror. There's nothing that anybody else can do to help you if you're not working on yourself, if you're not looking in the mirror, if you're not assessing your good parts and your bad parts of yourself. We all have good things about ourselves and not so good things about ourselves in different aspects of life. We all have things that we're really strong at, and we all have things that we're really weak at, right? And we all have things that we're kind of like in between. But if you don't even know what those things are, you can't direct a ship. When you have a business and when you're a CEO, you need to know that you're steering a ship, literally, right? If your business is stagnant, you probably, well, there's a lot of reasons, but there's one thing that I've seen is a lot of people have an execution problem / implementation problem, right? So if you're not good at executing and implementing, then you need to hire a project manager or an integrator or a generator, if you're familiar with human design, that is good at actually doing things. So that way, when you have these ideas and it's time to put them into motion, you're not the one that you're depending on implementing it, because if we're going to depend on you to implement things and you know that you're not an implementer and an executor, then nothing's going to happen. You need to fill in the gaps of your business and of your team so that your company can continue to gain momentum, right? I know I am a visionary. I know I am a leader. I know I am strategy, right? I know that's my strengths. So that's why I hire around that. And it's okay to not be good at certain things. So it's extremely important for you to be so self-aware and know what you're good at and what you're not good at. And you also need to know what the actual vision is of the company. And that's why, once again, strategy is so important. Because if you don't understand a strategy, then what are we doing here? Because strategy gives you direction and it gives you purpose. Purpose and direction will literally change everything about your business. So many people have businesses and they just have them. They're not going anywhere. Strategy allows you to slow down so you can speed up. Strategy allows you to know where you're at, where you're headed. Strategy allows you to be very content within yourself, within your business, so that you know what's going on and where everything is at, right? So you got to be self-aware. You have to know what you're good at. You have to know what you're not so good at. You have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. You have to know things that you're working on and what you're willing to work on. You have to know what type of organization you want to build so that you can fill in those gaps and fill in those holes. Okay? So the variable of success is literally you. The variable for success is you. And I want you to know that, and I want you to understand that. And you have to be self-aware to know and understand who you are, what you're good at, and hire around what you're good at. So that way you can actually see that long-term success. A lot of people are stuck, they're stagnant, they feel like failures simply because they're not self-aware and they're trying to do everything themselves, and that's it, right? It's time to seek help if you need help. It's time to reach out. It's time to start really figuring out yourself and what you're really good at. And look, even if you're making $500,000 a year, 500,000 a year, 400, 600, and you're not fulfilled, that's because you're not fully self-aware of who you are and what you're good at. You're just, working. But what if you weren't meant to always be doing the actual work? What if you were just meant to be sitting at the top on the executive board of your own company and, having a team that could implement everything? What if that's the case? That could change the whole trajectory of your business. So you really want to get self-aware. You really want to understand your business ain't going nowhere without you looking in the mirror, getting accountable, being aware of who you are, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and all that good stuff, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today, man. Get self-aware, right? Look in the mirror, start assessing yourself, and just get honest with yourself. There's nothing wrong with being honest with yourself. It's only going to make your life better. It's not going to make your life worse. It's going to elevate everything about you, what you got going on, and what you could offer to this world. All right. So always remember, everything in life starts with a vision. If you want to map out your brand, strategize with a vision, go grab this playbook at swavcircle.com, SWAV circle.com. Everything starts with a vision. If you want to do an intensive, we're back up, right? We took a quick break in January and a little bit of February. We redid our systems and everything to have a better experience. So if you're looking to map out your strategy, you're looking for a strategist, be sure to click the link in this description, set up a call with me, and let's make it happen. All right. Everything starts with a vision. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next episode. Peace.